Good morning, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to another live edition of Kiwanis Connects, coming to you from all over the globe. And I really mean that today, ladies and gentlemen. You notice conspicuous by her absence thus far, Doc Val is trying to find a place that's given her a strong enough internet connection. So hopefully she'll find the right parking lot, the right mountain, the right something or other, and she'll join us as soon as she can. Joining us today from Bangkok, ladies and gentlemen, it is midnight Friday night, I guess technically. Since it's a minute after the hour, that means it's Saturday for you. Andre Lewis joins us once again, a returning guest. Andre, how are you, sir?
Oh, I'm doing very well. Like I said, it's midnight here, but hey, when it talks to a Kiwanis, here we go to support.
That's right, especially when you are a fellow Kiwanian as well. So we'll talk about all that as well. First and foremost, thank everybody for tuning in, making us part of another Friday. That's right, it's the last Friday of September, which means it's officially fall. We had the fall equinox this past week, so my pool is closed. The storms are coming. The weather and temperatures are dropping. So before we know it, it'll be wet, cold, and snowy. So in some places around the globe. But that only means one thing. Well, it may mean a couple of things, but the main thing it means, bad dad jokes. Fall season theme today. That's what I got lined up. I got fall, autumn, whatever you want to call it, theme bad jokes coming up at the end. Melissa Atwell with her mental health moment, of course. If Val is here, we'll have Val moments, Val's Kiwanis moments and Wow moments. But today, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you check us out and chat with us in the chat room on both Facebook and YouTube. Live on those 6 platforms, whether it's WVBV TV, whether it's WWDB TV, or, of course, the Kiwanis Connect show pages on Facebook or YouTube. We got it all. Good morning, Chuggy, all the way out there in California. Chuggy, if you can help Val with some internet connection, I bet she'd appreciate it right about now. Want to remind everybody we got customized commercials available for you to help the Rose Flow Club. Get your Kiwanis Connects custom embroidery jersey as well. For all the information on that, drop us an email at kiwanisconnectsinfo@gmail.com. All right, so Andre Lewis joins us. Listen, he was with us, a couple of years ago we talked about via email. It's been that long already?
I know, right? Time goes very quickly.
Holy shnikes, my goodness gracious. We were talking about some books, but we got updates galore today because Literary Engineers, which is his business, his home, his nonprofit, books, education, that he is the main author of, with the books on that site. You can check it out. We'll give it's literaryengineers.org.
.com.
I wasn't sure. I always say nonprofit first. That's why I always put the .org there. And so Andre's going to update us with what's been going on, the Literary Engineers as a program. We've also got a little sneak peek, from what I understand, into one of the newest books. We have some pages that he was gracious enough to share with us as a sneak peek. But as a refresher, let's talk about Literary Engineers. It's a organization that distributes literary tools to children at no cost to help them and their families, right? That's the bottom line.
Yes, sir. I think if I use my Simon Sinek why, is changing and saving lives through literacy.
There you go. I love that. Which, with the Kiwanis's, mission, changing the world one child at a time, and let's add literacy to it, because between what you do, one of our great sponsors, bookvending.com, that provides a vending machine full of books that kids can earn tokens to get a book out of there, with what you're doing, the Southern California Literacy Club. I mean, it's amazing how through Kiwanis, literacy, the importance of literacy just explodes. Speaking of joining us, Doc Val has obviously found the right parking lot right now, although I think I just saw a car passing by, so she may be on the shoulder of a highway somewhere for all we know. Good morning, Doc Val. Welcome.
Aloha. And yes, indeed, I am sitting by a very busy road. And so if I break into tears at any point in time, just ignore me. So,
okay. Well, we will still ask if you're okay. We're just getting ready we're just getting started with Andre. We're talking about the importance of literacy and really how we're changing communities with the influence of literacy between what Andre does. Bookvending.com, of course, is important. We've got the Southern Cal Literacy Club, how literacy has just really taken things by storm. So, Andre, talk about that, if you will, the importance of literacy, not only as a whole to kids, but really within communities.
One of the biggest things I've learned when I was doing my speaking for nonprofit organizations, typically we were just talking to kids, and it really
Mhm.
didn't resonate as well. It didn't have a lasting experience for them. So when I created my company, I realized that I could implant these morals and values and instruct kids and their families on how to be better, how to be inspired, how to educate them to these literary components called books. And I saw the power of that, especially when you give a child a book, because to me, sometimes a book is meaningless. It depends on how it is gifted to a child that makes it special. So with our books, every child is given a special book to let them know they are special. And with that, having it there, that becomes that tangible object to help them to remember the messaging that we gave to them.
And your books are so absolutely stunningly beautiful. And I
Thank
think
you.
that they're they end up being keepers. There are certain books that you grow up with as a kid. You go, yeah, I think I read that, but it's like, did you ever read Where the Wild Things Are?
Mhm.
Remember that book? I
Yes.
still have my original copy of Where the Wild Things Are, and it was because it was so beautifully written. It stuck with me. And your books are like
Well,
that.
thank you. You know what, Val? I have to tell you, it was about maybe 2 years ago, I believe it was. I was at a football game, a high school football game, and one of the young ladies that went to school with my daughter, who's I think she's like 25 at that time. She had came up to me afterwards at the game, and she had a boyfriend with her. As she was graduated college and everything else, and she says, "Hey, I want to introduce you to somebody. This is
Mhm.
Andre Lewis. He's the guy that wrote the book I Want to Fly." And to me, it just, I got chill bumps that someone who received a book when they're in elementary remembered the book so much that she had talked to her boyfriend from college, how impactful that was. That right there knew I was on the right purpose and the right lane of what I was doing.
Absolutely.
I think and again, I took a sneak peek at those few pages that you were kind enough to share with us, which we'll show here shortly after the commercial break. But what makes the book, and again, Val just kind of touched on it, the
Hmm.
colors and the characterization are so vibrant that they stand out, and that's what helps
Hmm.
makes the impact of the story, the
Hmm.
imagery, and makes it easy for the students of those books, the people, the kids of those books, just probably the binders are probably busted up for how often they open the book
See,
because of how cool it is.
you have to give me chill bumps again because you guys get it. So what I decided to do when I created this company is that I wanted to make sure that I gave these beautiful illustrations because to me
Hmm.
illustrations tell the story. When I create a book, um, my whole purpose is to tell it pictorially, so that even if a child was incapable of reading or having a difficult time reading, they could still get the gist of the story by just looking at the illustrations. And another point to that, as you notice with the current book we're talking about, it's meant for adults as well. There are
Mhm.
Hmm.
adults who are going to love these illustrations and get something out of it. So when I look at our books, they're not just for children, they're family books to be shared amongst the family.
And I think there are a lot of adages, but my mom used to have a reading hour with us, and that hour may have been the only hour we spent with her during the day. And she would have us then write what we remembered about that. And when you're 5, you don't remember a whole lot. Um, but I just remember when reading with my mother was the bonding part. And so when you talk about it being a family book, um, it ties in with Kiwanis as well. It's because it's a way any adult who can read can connect with a kid.
So
You
true.
know,
And like you
absolutely.
said, I'm a quantum baby as well. I was a key club president in high school, 1984. I'm dating myself to 85. Um, just
Welcome
like
to our world.
Yes.
AARP, baby. Let's represent AARP.
Absolutely.
But we've all come up through this process of serving, and one of the things that I decided to do with my company is that I wanted to create books that help not only the families but also help organizations that has some type of community outreach to assist them in the process of educating our community on things that are really important to us, things that are not discussed. Like the books that we've done in the last 2 years, Aaron, have been we did a book called "Help Me Understand Opioids."
Mhm.
One of my illustrators' husbands lost a 26-year-old son to
Oh,
a laced Xanax with fentanyl.
jeez.
So to the dedication of the family, I wrote that book and funded it myself, and using the DE1 Pill initiative to add those components in there to educate our community and our families about how this thing is so pervasive in our community. We did a book called Let's Talk Money, Financial Literacy, things that are not discussed in our homes. You know, I'm not going to go too deep, but I have one of my relatives, a little nephew of mine, and I was trying to educate him on trying to prepare his child and for colleges and so forth. And during that discussion, I realized he had a very small to almost infinitesimal amount of information about what financial literacy was.
Mhm.
They weren't planning, they was living day to day. And I
Mhm.
just realized that there's so many other families out there. So I work with some institutions out of Boston to create this literary tool called Let's Talk Money to educate people on finances. And then one of my biggest ones, which I enjoyed, was called Life Tools. Um, when I was in sixth grade up in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, I had the fortunate opportunity to go to a gifted and talented school. And I'm getting very personal, but I used to get in fights all the time. Who said, me? Fights? Yeah. But one day I got in a fight and my sixth grade teacher pulled me aside, and he had me read his portfolio about how he did all these amazing things on the basketball court. He would go on to college. He thought he was going to the NBA, but his sophomore year, he blew out his knee and
Wow.
decided to become a teacher.
Mhm.
And when I got through reading all his portfolio, I said, "What happened?" He goes, "Well, I realized I need to do something other than play with the ball. I need to become a teacher and help you realize that you can do more than what you're doing." So he put me on the path to become an engineer and go to MIT. I didn't know what an engineer was, and I definitely didn't know what a MIT was, right? But
Mhm.
because of that, he planted that seed. So what I did in his name was to write a book called Life Tools that provides these life coaching mantras that for me, I was in doing some life coaching. I'm fortunate I could afford $1,000 trip to go get educated on life coaching, but a lot of people in our community can't afford that. So I
Mhm.
wanted to make sure I was able to put this into a book, all the things that I learned, to give it to our middle school children at a time period in their lives that will be more vital versus trying to fix our kids and help them when they get older. Let's help them when they're younger and plant the seeds and give them the tools to deal with them. And then to make this full circle, 40 years later, basically, I got invited to be the commencement speaker at the school of the namesake that I went to when I was in sixth grade. Mr. Finley is my teacher. I took him and his wife out to lunch, and I got the chance to tell him how impactful he was in my life and that I was doing what he was doing for me. He gave me a book to read that changed my life. And I told him, I said, "Here's the book I've dedicated to you, how you changed my life and how I'm changing others."
It's you know what it,
Wow.
these book the
Goosebumps.
books. I think I heard you say it in passing, but really what you're doing is you're creating a legacy for the stories, for the people behind the stories, and for generations to come. I was taken back by what you said about the money. Trying to teach the young generation as much as you can about how to manage money or about money. Listen,
Mhm.
we all can say this with reverence. There's probably a ton of adults that probably still need that education today too. So maybe we need an adult version of that book as well. You know what I'm saying?
Well, and to your point, I just had a meeting with the credit union, and what we're planning on doing is taking that book, doing presentations because they're the fiduciary responsible people that know this information. They're going to give it to the kids. And then what they're doing is they're putting a stamp in the very back of the book
Right.
that gives the parents a resource to reach out to them so they can help
Mhm.
them in their financial journey. So what we're doing is having the kids be our advocate to go share this with their household so we can
Mhm.
uplift the entire community and the entire family in that regard.
All right, we're going to stop right there for a quick break. If you are watching, you notice at the bottom of the screen under Doc Val is a crawl that gives us the website. Literaryengineers.com is the website. However, if you add a / in the word books to that, it'll take you right to the link on the website with the 24 books that are currently available in cases of 30. See, I've done my homework. So you see, all the books, including the latest one that we're going to talk about on the other side of the break, is available. And
Mhm.
again, I want to ask everybody to pay close attention to our sponsor, bookvending.com, because what a partnership this could be. Because I know there's Kiwanis clubs and locations out there that already have the book vending machine working. Imagine if we had some of Andre's books in that book is in those machines as well. Man,
Wow, that would be so cool.
what a partnership that would be. All right. Listen, more to come with Andre in Bangkok. It's the middle of the night there. Or with Doc Val. Hey, don't call AAA on her. She doesn't need a tow. She's just there using the internet. John in Vegas. I'm in Virginia Beach. And all of you, we love you for watching. Don't go anywhere. Kiwanis Connects will be right back.
2 out of 3 kids in America can't read at grade level. And without help, many will never catch up. In a world of screens, short attention spans, and endless distractions, getting kids excited about reading has never been harder. That's where Kiwanis Club steps in. Through Inchi's bookworm vending machines, kids earn tokens for positive behaviors, achievements, kindness, and more, and use them to pick a book they just can't wait to read. Every book is a child's to keep. Every book builds a personal at-home library, and every page sparks curiosity, confidence, and lifelong learning. Your club can make it happen. Let's put more books and more smiles into the hands of kids who need them most. Together, we can change the story, one book at a time. To learn more, go to bookvending.com/Kiwanis.
I wouldn't let aging stop me from being me.
Oh yeah, still got those moves in me.
I will be fabulous.
I will accessorize.
Comfort Care can help with as much or as little home care as you need, from medication reminders and meal prep to everyday chores and errands. Let us create your personalized care plan and find the perfect caregiver match so you can live your best life possible.
All right. Welcome back. I thought there was one more commercial in there, but I guess not. Doc Val must have fallen out of the car. Oh, my goodness. I hope she's okay. John, let's put her off to the side until she's back. There we go. Hi there.
I relocated to a safer location.
Oh, okay. I would say, thank God, I was worried you fell out of the car or something. I mean, geez, got a little nervous there.
I'm not sure if I can sue my cable company. Do you think I can?
Hey, why not?
I think I can.
Give him just cause. Give him just cause. All right, everybody, you're watching Kiwanis Connects. Andre Lewis, founder of Literary Engineers. Now, I did not, I really didn't do a proper introduction, but let me just share some of the following about Andre so our audience knows. And then, John, you have a couple of flyers I wanted to quickly have you put up regarding some other Kiwanis activities. Andre, United States Air Force pilot, 1989 to 98. Current. Are you still flying for FedEx too?
Yes, I've been here 27 years. I'm a captain on the 767, flying out of Oakland, primarily Asia.
Okay. I mean, you haven't had like any Wilsons lately, have you? Right? I just want to make sure.
We don't plan to see Wilson at all.
Good. Founder of Literary Engineers dating back to 2005, guys. This is a 20-year-old organization.
Anniversary.
Literary Tools, 501c3, president since 2017. He's a member of the Rotary Club, but he's also a member of Kiwanis. Which club?
The Delta.
Okay.
And Antioch.
And recently appointed board member to the Red Cross in North Bay. So this man is all over the place. Val, John has also brought up an idea. Perhaps we need to start reintroducing Val on the road again. I'm not sure.
I think that might not be a bad idea.
As a whole new connotation there. All right, John, if you would quickly, let's bring up the two flyers that I need to review real quickly, both Kiwanis related. The Kiwanis Club at Chesapeake in another week. It's their biggest fundraisers, having their annual butt pork sales. That's right. There it is. Phew, thank goodness. 50. This is primarily for those available in the Hampton Roads area, but if you want to make a donation, you can certainly go to the ChesapeakeKiwanis.org website. You can make a donation, or I don't know, maybe we can ship it out to you with dry ice or something. I don't know if I'll hold to Bangkok, but certainly we could ship it to the West Coast. $5 for a meal kit includes 5 pounds of shredded butt, coleslaw, pack of buns, or $25 just the meat. Pickup, if you're going to order locally, will be October 11th. Information is on the flyer. Or you can call the phone numbers there on your screen. So if you miss any of that information, go back and rewatch it. That is ongoing. John, let's go quickly to the Pairings and Petals event tomorrow night, September 27th at Norfolk Botanical Garden. This is to benefit the local Ronald McDonald House in Norfolk. But why am I connecting this to Kiwanis? A, because yours truly is emceeing this event, and B, members of the Chesapeake Kiwanis Club are going to be here at this event. If you are a wine connoisseur, we are matching wine with food for the night. 6 to 6:30 is a VIP opportunity, or 6:30 is the general admission. There's going to be fundraising, games, all sorts of good stuff. You can scan the QR code there. Listen, look at the numbers that are on there. Last year alone, they covered the Ronald McDonald House Charities covered 4,798 nights worth of stays for 628 families, which is 1,411 individuals in a 12-month span, saving those families nearly $600,000 because of Ronald McDonald House. Thank you, John, for putting those up. John wants to know what wine goes with pork butt. I'm just going to say probably something red. Quite frankly, I don't really know. Of course, it's not kosher unless you eat it right to left. Then it makes it kosher. I don't know. Just guessing there. Okay. Andre Lewis joins us here. John, let's put up the cover of the new book. Let's start talking about the new book.
Hey, Aaron, I got one thing, though. I will be remiss if I didn't mention another book that I did, if you don't mind. Last year, I had two ladies from an all-women's organization. They came to me and asked them to write their book for their organization.
Okay.
It's called Supporting Your Future. And this book was done for ladies to inspire them for education, diversity, empowerment, and gender equality. I was very fortunate to work with a group of sorority young ladies. There were three of them. We went to a charter school where we had 20 to 25 young girls in there. And these ladies did a presentation to these young girls. And I have to say, you know, being a father of three daughters, my small little plug now, I got my eldest who just started medical school down at UC San Diego. I have one who graduated with anthropology from UC Riverside, and she's currently working as a physical therapist aide. And then my youngest is in her second year of law school at UC Davis. And the reason why I mention that is that I'm very fortunate, I'm very blessed, and my daughters are because I had parents that understood the importance of education and also to give them opportunities. And there's so many young ladies and girls out there that need someone to believe in them. And I think it's incumbent upon ladies out there to be a stand for those successful women out there in business. I'm encourage you to go to a school, pick a class, tell them how you became successful, let them know you exist, and go out there and inspire them. So I just want to make sure I talk about that.
Can you do a shout out to that organization? We do that all the time.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, well, the organization that asked me to do it, the local club, was Seroptimus.
I love it. I'm a Seroptimus.
Yeah, and it's a beautiful book. It's very international. All the characters are international. We've already translated that book into 5 different languages. And so it's absolutely amazing book. And we just released it in March. I mean, not March, but May. So yeah, I love the book, love the organizations. And then the organization, if I want to give a shout out, the Women of Deltas sorority, they did their give out to the books to the kids in the charter school. So I want to thank those ladies that did that. Lisa, Robin, and Rhonda, thank you very much.
That is so cool. So, you know, Andre, this is why I completely 100% support anything you do, because I know that you have a track record and a success record that is over the top. And you truly put your money where your mouth is in what you're doing and developing. And so as we're moving forward, next year is going to be a really big year. 2026, I was just talking with a couple people yesterday. It's the 25th anniversary of 9/11 in September. It is the 250th anniversary of our country. And most kids today, they know nothing, absolutely nothing about anything that is 25 years ago or more. And so they wonder, why do they have these holidays? Why do they have this? And, oh, it's another day off to go to, the park. And so when you started talking about this project of your heart that you've been developing, I was all over it. So I don't want us to waste any more time talking about anything else.
Let's go. Let's go.
I
can't wait.
Let's go. Aaron, you got something to show, right?
Yeah, let's do it, John. Let's put that book cover back up, please, if you would. America the Beautiful is coming out. This book is meant to inspire youth to see the importance of civic duty while establishing a strong fervor for the historic milestones of the country we are part of here in America. It's reminding us to honor the contributions of all Americans and to inspire us as we look ahead to the bright future we're building together for our children, their children, and for generations to come. I love the layout of what this is about. So talk about how the thought for this book came to mind.
Oh, great. I was last year, a CEO of a particular city was looking at my law enforcement improvement book that helps improve the relationship between law enforcement and the community. When she was reading it, she noticed that I had a portion of the book that talked about picking up and cleaning up in the park. Well, the first lady, the governor's wife of Mississippi, this is one of her priorities. So they reached out to a group of people and it was like, hey, Andre, we love what you're doing, but do you know she's on this commission called America 250? Well, as Val said, America 250 is this initiative to celebrate the 250th anniversary of America. So I flew down to Mississippi, met with a group of individuals, and I was hearing them talk about what their plans were for that next year. And I was like, you know what? I have an idea. Let me create a book that inspires our youth to volunteer and to support initiatives in their community. And at the same time, I'm going to tell the history of America in 18 pages. Now, they looked at you like me and they were like, really? You going to do what? And I said, the best part about it, I'm not going to ask you for a penny. I'm going to do it all on my own because I believe in what I do. And they're like, okay. Now, I don't know if they really thought I was going to do it, but you know me, Val. I went back, I did my research. I met with several individuals, professors. I met with the historian of Mississippi. I worked with some other organizations. I came up with this process to put this book together, and we did it. And we based this book out of DC so that no state could take ownership because it's about the nation. And then in the back of my mind, which they did not know, Val knows this, I had Key Club in my mind and organizations such as like Interact and so forth, but Key Club in particular. So I made these kids being high school students that would go to the Capitol and they would be there to volunteer to do 6 activities to beautify this park called America Park. And in that, we're talking about litter pickup, recycling, clean water, the restoration of a public place, removing graffiti. And I'm missing one right now off the top of my head. But each one of these kids took on a superpower to do this. And then, as we talked about with Aaron, I decided to tell the history of America using bronze statues. And I believe once you see the book, you'll see how we did, humbly speaking, it's by far the most impactful book I've ever written. It took me 3 illustrators to get this project done, from the storyboard to line draw to my colorist. It took us almost a year. And I just heard that our Secretary of Education is trying to work with other groups to come up with a book or some literature to talk about patriotism and civic responsibility. Don't need to. We've already done it. And no one can do what we've done. Those that have seen the artwork like Val has seen it, is unparalleled. You'll never see a book out there on anybody's bookshelf as to the quality that this book has done for a graphic novel about our history or for children. And that's humbly saying that. Val, am I?
Oh, you are you're actually being very humble. And so my buddy Craig on NBC is going to be receiving all of this as soon as you give me permission, because Craig is a past international president of Key Club, and he is looking for a book to look at to debut, because everybody on the Today Show has a book that they highlight and they pop. Usually they write them themselves, but I think that maybe he might write your forward for you instead of me.
I would love that opportunity. And as you know, Val, my whole purpose was to provide this as a resource. Everything that I've done, the Lord has truly blessed me with the talents and the gifts that I have. And this book, is to inspire our youth to really take an opportunity to make a difference. One of the challenges I'm putting out there already, is Val and I have already shared this, is that next year in January, we're going to task every high school in America with their service organizations to choose one of the quote unquote volunteer activities in the book and choose to do that in their community that semester to make it beautiful. I expect to have every child a part of a service organization involved in some type of community outreach to make their community better. Because I think as a whole, America is truly beautiful when we all come together and we
Mhm.
all stand side by side, shoulder to shoulder to make a positive impact on our community. There's so much more positivity out here. You just don't hear about it. There's so many other heroes in our communities. You just don't hear about them. But this is our opportunity to give Kiwanis and Key Club, the Builders Club, those organizations. I'm going to put you on the map to say, we're going to make a difference. We can do it, club all the way up to the top. So, Val, thank you for the support. Aaron, thank you for letting me share. This has been a passionate journey for me. And the more I read about the history and the more that I saw, there was so much that I have forgotten or I was not aware of that we had to make sure it became more relevant, even in these particular times here. This particular book goes across all lines. It is inclusive to everybody in America. It leaves no one out. And that is our purpose, to let us know that this book is transformational.
So
Is
I
there a
wanna-
graphic that we can share?
Yep,
Sorry.
Yeah, we have it. We're going to bring that up in a second. If you're listening to the show, you haven't looked yet. Across the bottom is a link direct to the book that we are referring to right now. But I do have a question. That you have the book on there twice, and the link I'm showing is the one that says the Kiwanis edition. Please
Yes.
differentiate the difference between the two editions on there.
So what I've done, I have the standard book with the standard dedication that I've done for America. However, I want to make a special edition for the K family. So I have a K edition for the Kiwanis family. So I made it special in which I'm going to allow somebody to do the dedication from the Kiwanis family so that when these kids get their book, we've done this in other books, like we do a book called Making It Better in Vallejo, Making It Better in Las Vegas. And what I
Right.
seem to see resonates is when people can have an ownership of being a part of that book. And
Mhm.
this, as you said, Val, this is going to be something they're going to treasure for the rest of their lives. And that's the kind of book we're going to give as a special edition to the Kiwanis family. It's called K Edition.
All right. With that, John's going to bring up the slides we have of the preview. So if you would please talk us through what we're looking at.
So this was the first page of the book in which we have 6 kids to come to DC to volunteer for this activity to make America beautiful. And what you see is the backdrop of our fictitious way of looking at DC.
Okay.
Second page of the book, we see our kids crossing over the bridge. Now, there's some people to recognize what that bridge is, and I'll let you do your homework because that's a part of this book that we created, and to have you do research and see things that you don't see. In the very back, you see the America Park, which is on a arc, like the Arc de Triomphe in Paris. And what that was is when the Romans went someplace, they would build these wonderful arches. So we wanted to build this wonderful archway to welcome you into the park. And then we have the weeping willows as it comes to be more of a serenity kind of feeling when you walk into the park. And as you see, there's kids with different colored shirts. So the children with the white shirts are grouped together from their particular group. And then we show all these different other groups of kids from all other 50 states and territories. We want to show everyone comes together to work together to make America beautiful. And this is what they do in the park. And even as you see the child here, this is for Val. I had the very beautiful opportunity a couple of years ago to the welcoming for the volunteers for the special games. So I wanted to make sure that when we did this book, that I was inclusive to those young people, and I had them there, the ones with disabilities in there, to make sure they could see that they could be a part of this journey as well. So no child is left behind at all. And then the next page is my ode to comic books. So I'm a Spider-Verse kind of fan. So what I did is each one of those modules gives a preview of the 6 volunteers activities from graffiti, clean water, restoration of a public place, planting trees, recycling, and picking up litter. And in the backdrop, you start to see the beautifulness of the illustrations to come, where we're going to tell you the history of America from George Washington, Independence Hall, the Statue of Liberty, and we show from the East Coast to the West Coast, so everyone is inclusive. And then we're starting to show you some individuals of our history, from Abraham Lincoln, Rosa Parks, Sacagawea, and Cesar Chavez. So you get an idea to make kids look at these illustrations and go, what else can I see in here? What else can I learn? And then Chris, who's the leader of the group, asked us our 6 volunteers to take on their superhero powers to go out and do this wonderful activity, because I want kids to be excited, like I am, that they can go out and really make a difference. And each kid that steps up says their name and what they're going to do. And I just want to tease you, they're amazing. There's a page that I did not share here, but I was able to work with Major League Baseball, and they gave me permission to put the hats of actual Major League teams on our players in the book. It took me about a year to get that done. But once they saw the artwork, they gave me permission to do so. And that's just to let people know, I really believe once you see this book, there will be no other book that you'll ever see that would ever tell the history of America the way we've done it.
You know, the symbolism that is in each one of those pages is a book in itself. And so I know that's coming, but the educational pieces that you can do, literally, I'm seeing this as each week when I go with my Key Club, when I get this book, I'm just going to open a page. And I'm going to say, this is our patriotic section, because most people don't realize in the 6 objects of Kiwanis, patriotism and civic mindedness are part of our core values since the very beginning. And so knowing that, it's like, okay, this is a tool that any Kiwanis club could use on a regular basis. And so, Aaron, I keep jumping all over because, you know, I get really fangirl about stuff. So just cut me off if you need to.
No, Val, and Val, you're right. We're planning on having a curriculum to go with the book in January. That's going to go through 6 activities. So you're going to have a day to talk about each one of those and the impact thereof. And then we're going to have a curriculum for every page of the historical points of the book. So you're right. So we're going to have about a 24-week program curriculum that goes with the book as a free, quote unquote, resource to our community that allows Kiwanis. So here's my game plan. I meant for this book to get to Kiwanis, to supply to their service organizations for their high school and builders clubs, to get them to order the books for their kids. Then having our Kiwanis leadership go in to facilitate to our quote unquote key clubbers. And then having our key clubbers go mentor our builders clubs with the resource we're going to give them. So we're going to have 2 curriculums, one for our high school students and one for our middle school students, to allow those engagement. So my purpose, as you and I know, we've talked about this for so long, we look at Kiwanis and we look at how our age is coming along within our organization, and we need to continue. Well, this is the way that I decided to help us to continue to grow. Because once someone gets this book and they get to hold on to it, we're going to encourage them to stay part of the K family, from builders, the Key Club, the K Club, I think it's Circle K. Was it
Circle K?
I think Circle K, and then have them stay on to be a part of the family. Like, here I am, you know, graduated from high school 40 years ago. I'm still part of Kiwanis because of my involvement in Key Club. And that's what I hope to this organization. I want to still see it grow. And that's not put anything for other organizations. Other organizations, you get the standard book, but the K edition is meant for Kiwanis.
Right on. And as the Key Clubber and Circle K-er like yourself, I can appreciate coming up through the ranks. All right, we're going to step aside for our last break of the show. A little early because we still have so much to do. We have wow moments. We have mental health moment. We have club highlights. More with Andre. Andre does have a bad dad joke ready for us. And, of course, fall-themed bad dad joke. Because I've seen Andy in the chat room. I know he's ready and raring to go. And, of course, my mission is usually to get Val fall off of her chair, but I really don't want her to fall out of the car.
No, you don't.
That would not be good. All right, you're watching Kiwanis Connects. We'll be back right after this.
Good morning. My name is Alejandro Hogan, and this year I'm the president of the Kiwanis Club for Literacy in Salinas. We're a small club, but what we do is we believe in literacy, and what better way to promote literacy than to come to different schools.
We go to schools where there are 4 first-grade classrooms. That way we are able to distribute us as members to go in each classroom and give that 30 minutes of enthusiasm for the students to read and become engaged on that book.
Our goal is that they get a book once a month and they take it home. It doesn't stay at school, so that by the end of the year, they have their own home library.
We need more people to believe in what we do, and we want you to join the Kiwanis Literacy Club of Salinas.
I wouldn't let aging stop me from being me.
Oh yeah, still got those moves in me.
I will be fabulous.
I will accessorize.
Comfort Care can help with as much or as little home care as you need. From medication reminders and meal prep to everyday chores and errands. Let us create your personalized care plan and find the perfect caregiver match so you can live your best life possible.
2 out of 3 kids in America can't read at grade level. And without help, many will never catch up. In a world of screens, short attention spans, and endless distractions, getting kids excited about reading has never been harder. That's where Kiwanis Club steps in. Through Inchi's bookworm vending machines, kids earn tokens for positive behaviors, achievements, kindness, and more, and use them to pick a book they just can't wait to read. Every book is a child's to keep. Every book builds a personal at-home library, and every page sparks curiosity, confidence, and lifelong learning. Your club can make it happen. Let's put more books and more smiles into the hands of kids who need them most. Together, we can change the story, one book at a time. To learn more, go to bookvending.com/Kiwanis.
All right, welcome back to Kiwanis Connects. We're going to put a shorter link. There you go. John just put it up there. LiteracyEngineers.com. Floward. Yeah, I could speak.
Jeez, you're having experiences like Doc Val?
Yeah, well, it's a venture. Let me try that again. LiteracyEngineers.com/ ATB, America the Beautiful, _K as in Kiwanis. Gives you a little more history about the book as well, and the opportunity to place an order for the K edition. So great stuff there. We're gonna give Andre an opportunity to grab a quick cat nap because he's in Bangkok. And
well, but you can't let him go yet.
No, I wasn't letting him go. I was just gonna let him catch his breath because it is 1:45 a.m. While
this is what we do. We grind. This is what we do. We go to work.
we do have a few other things, but Val, go ahead, take it away.
Well, part of the work, and the reason why I wanted Andre, because he's based in Oakland area, but he's doing this from Bangkok because we want to put a challenge out to everybody. And as you're putting together your budgets for your clubs, this is the time to think about a big global thing for 2026, because October 1 is coming really, really quickly, which is our 25-26 year. And you don't want to miss this opportunity for the planning process, right? So how many days left? 5?
Next Wednesday is the 1st of October, first night of Yom Kippur as well. So
I am telling you, Val's calendar needs a whole nother 30 days. But the challenge here is, if you're at the end of your budget and you realize you have $750 in your budget right now, and you could roll it over or do something really impactful, why don't you go to the website and order a case of these books so that you have them January 1 to be able to move forward with your America 250 project, because I think Kiwanis really needs to be actively involved in it. And on many levels, because our 3 pillars starts with literacy and education. What better way to support that pillar, get a grant from Kiwanis International to order these books and that be part of your process. Get a micro grant for $500. And then your club only needs to pop in $250 because a micro grant is not matching. Get a micro grant from your district. Like in California, Nevada, Hawaii, our micro grants are $500. And it doesn't have to be matching. You don't have to show your budget. This is a project worth it. It is worth it.
Andre, joining us in the chat room. I don't know if you could see the Facebook chat room, but Denver Bronco great wide receiver and kick returner and a dear personal friend, Rick Upchurch.
Hi, Rick.
Is currently in the chat room, and he is obviously a big advocate. He and his wife Donna in Las Vegas, big advocate of supporting literacy and kids programs, and they work with some underprivileged kids in the Vegas area. So perhaps what I could do is connect the two of you, and perhaps he can be involved in some future projects, or obviously the existing projects. But I have a funny feeling that my good friend Rick may have some book ideas that he might be able to share with you as well, based on his life's experience, that could further help support our community and kids as well. At least teach people how to be a Denver Bronco fan, if nothing else. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, that's a real easy lesson. That's only a 2-page book. They're good. They're amazing.
We love that. We love that opportunity. We love that opportunity.
But anyway, yeah, I'll connect the two of you. So, but yeah, listen, Kiwanis Clubs, the challenge is there. Listen, Kathy Zemansky was in the chat room. She's a future leader of this organization on the biggest scale possible. And if ever there was somebody that could help promote and get this worldwide, would be Kathy. And I know our Amy Zimmerman is out there, new international trustee. Val is running down that path as well. So Andre, the future for the program of literacy engineers and all the books that you have out, and the ones that are probably right now formulating in your brain like a bingo ball page right now, you've got the people ahead of you in the K family that are going to lay groundwork that I think would even blow your mind when we consider the people that will be at the forefront in growing this. And again, Val, I have to do this. Bookvending.com would be the best people. Connor and company out there, go to bookvending.com. We saw the commercials. They're a big supporter of Kiwanis Connects. But imagine, Andre, listen, you could put
I was thinking doing that married project of having a book vending machine with these books in it, and maybe having all of Andre's books be available in that machine.
Exactly.
And a kid can put their token in and go, oh my goodness.
Yeah, I mean, book vending machine with nothing but literacy engineer books, and then he could tailor some of the books, which again, folks, if you go to the website, you'll see books that are tailored to specific communities, Mississippi, Las Vegas, and all of that. But imagine then if a book is in the middle of Tupelo, Mississippi, and he's got books in there that are tailored to Tupelo and the community, along with the other book. So bookvending.com and literacy, engine, to me just seems like this is like a no-brainer kind of partnership here.
I look forward to it. I really do. And like I said before, my only hope is to try to get people out there to engage.
Absolutely.
Please engage our youth. They need us more than ever right now. There's so many other things that are distracting them right now, and we have to set that example. Those that have the means, we need to make sure we give back and make a difference.
Bookvending.com will be a guest on this show on Friday, October 10th. Connor will be on with us. So, Andre, mark that down on your calendar, whether you catch the show live or you catch it on replay. This way you'll have an opportunity to learn even more about bookvending.com. And then I know Doc Val, she'll get in the middle. We'll make a matching happen, and there'll be book vending machines all over at least all over the United States, with your books in it for kids to read in all communities. All right. As I'm watching the big clock, we got about 10 minutes max left of the show. So Val, if it's okay with you, I at least want to shift gears to Melissa Atwell and her mental health moment message. Take it away, Melissa.
Hi, I'm Melissa Atwell, founder and CEO of the Mental Health Moment. Your story matters more than you know. When you speak your truth, you create space for someone else to do the same exact thing. You are showing them that they too have permission to heal. Healing multiplies when it is shared. So remember, take a moment for your mental health.
All right, Melissa, thank you very much. Great message. Take a moment and let yourself know that it's okay. All right, by the way, did you want to give a quick pop, Val, for the new Kiwanis Club that Miss Melissa in the Vegas area is going to be involved with?
Absolutely. We are chartering a mental health care club in Las Vegas. It's going to be for all of Nevada on October 10th, which is International Mental Health Day. It is a hybrid club, so even if you don't live in Nevada, you're more than welcome to join. And we will be getting into schools and having a monthly mental health support day with kids in the local schools. So you can join us right through here because we're going to charter on air.
We are.
Yes.
Wow. And that's the 10th, the same day that we're going to have bookvending.com on.
Absolutely, because that's going to be one of our first projects is to have mental health support books in one of those vending machines. So I just dripped that out there, didn't I?
So maybe what we need to do is talk with the powers that be at the station back there, and perhaps because it's such a monumental day, maybe have a extended version of Kiwanis Connects to maybe 90 minutes that day to make sure we cover everything without cutting anything short. How's that sound, Doc?
That sounds good because I'm going to be in studio. So,
oh my goodness gracious!
I know.
So, John, please check your calendar to see if we can extend at least an extra 30 minutes on the 10th to make sure we cover everything. All right. Okay. So, do you have any wow? I'm sure you have wow moments. Yes.
I'm going to combine my wow and my service together.
Okay.
Because
all right,
I know
John. Let's get.
So I'm really excited about this, and most of you don't realize this, but the end of September actually marks the timeline when most neighborhood councils and city councils around the United States, at least, have to have a giving plan. And so this is like fundraiser Super Bowl time period for us. And so the neighborhood councils have agreed to replace funds that have been reduced from the federal government. And so in the Bay Area, they have set aside $1.3 million for any child-based or literacy-based or leadership-based service programs for the organizations in the area. So look up in your area and see what your neighborhood councils and your city councils money is available for you, and apply right away, because their biggest issue is that people aren't applying for these grants, and so the money goes away. So if they don't give out the money goes away. So apply right away, because to me, $1.3 million, if I'm going to ask for it.
Heck yeah,
because
it's not like rollover minutes.
And then then Andre doesn't have to fund all his own books. So.
That's right. That's right. Unused money in the government's not like rollover minutes, ladies and gentlemen. That's a great idea. By the way, I want to jump ahead just a few months here, Doc Val, and because of my position in this project, I can do this. So, Andre, are you a golfer by chance?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Don't play a lot, but I do play.
That's okay. I want you to mark down March 6th, 2026. I am it's close to getting ink to paper with the golf course, but I'm proud to announce the Kiwanis Rose Float first annual golf tournament will be held March 6th, Brookside Golf Course, right next to the Rose Bowl, Pasadena Stadium there, the Rose Bowl itself. March 6th. So we're going to be coming in your neck of the woods. We need sponsors. We need golfers. We need everything, because this is a fundraiser to support the Kiwanis Rose Float Club that puts the float on TV each and every year. So, Andre, I need you to think about who's going to golf with you. My company that I'm involved with, Celebrity Grudge Match with Magali Fernandez. We are the event planner. We are now getting rocking and rolling. Save the date flyers, websites are being created, all the info's coming out. So, Andre, I expect you to be ready. I don't care how good a golfer you are. It don't matter. We just want you to come out. Think of 3 other people so we can get literary engineers, maybe like get a foursome together, get a little whole sign, maybe be a sponsor. We get you a table. You can promote all the books you want. My friend, I'll be reaching out to you. So everybody, there you go. This is like hot off the presses, okay? March 6, 2026. Save the date and details are coming. All right. So real quickly, we're down to 5 minutes. It's time to shift into some bad dad jokes. With that, we always challenge our guest with some homework. And Andre, he teased John and I with what his bad dad joke is, and he's ready to face it. All right, Andre, get us started, my friend. Here we go.
Okay. What did the salt say to the pepper? Let's get the shaking.
There you have it. There you have it. John, let's hit the intro. All right, today's theme, it is fall, officially on the 21st at about 2:11 p.m. this past week. We officially hit the vernal equinox or something, whatever the equinox is that says that we're good to go. TJ Bradley, Andre, loved your joke, by the way. So thank you, TJ, for following. Who is TJ, by the way? He's new to the show.
TJ is part of the NorCal Literacy Club.
Oh,
and,
okay.
We're trying to get Andre involved in the NorCal Literacy because we are based out of Sacramento, and we support the Kiwanis Children's House or Family House.
That's right. The Kiwanis Family House are good friends up there. And from what I understand, I'm
Sure.
not very good with geography, but Sacramento and Oakland are kind of like next to each other, aren't they?
It's close enough. I can make it up there. No problem.
All right, here you go. Best and worst autumn dad jokes. Why did the robot couple insist on being married in the fall? Because they wanted to be fully automated. Okay. That was a good one. Boy, they're only going to get worse from there, folks. Why did the pumpkin lose the boxing match? Why did the pumpkin lose the boxing match? Because
he got the stuffing knocked out of him.
No, John, you're wrong on that one. He let his gourd down. Here's the funny part. Andre is in Bangkok, which is like a million miles away from us, and he's reacting like this. Val, who's on the side of the road within the United States, only 3 hours behind me, although a semi truck just went by her window, there's a delay. You figure out from there what's going on. All right. How do leaves? Yeah, right. It's taking a few minutes. I get you now. I get you. How do leaves travel from town to town? How do leaves travel from town to town? With automobiles. Get it? Okay. You know, if they hear Andre laughing at these jokes in Bangkok, they're never going to invite him back to the country. I just thought I'd say.
Well, they're just wondering if they're listening and through the walls, they're just going, something is going on in there.
Yeah, really.
I know, right?
They want to have some of whatever's going on in his room. What's the ratio of an orange gourd circumference to its diameter? What is the ratio of an orange gourd circumference to its diameter? TJ, I found them online. You can find anything you want on Google.
Pumpkin pie.
Yes, sir. You got it, Mr. Mathematician. Hey, what's
14679?
There you go. What's the best way to fix a broken pumpkin? Use a pumpkin patch, of course.
Okay, I can use that with my grandboys.
There you go. Why is it so easy to play practical jokes on leaves in autumn? Because they fall for anything.
Nice. Okay.
All right, a couple more and then I'll be done. Promise. What's red, orange, and yellow and doesn't get hurt when it falls?
Leaves.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, autumn leaves. Correct.
I got one right.
You got it right. Listen, one out of 12 months is not bad, Val. That's okay.
Oh,
Kathy
goodness.
Swanson says that I got her husband David to laugh at pumpkin patch. There you go. Next time, David, the next time you fix a bicycle tire and you put a patch on, you'll never think of it the same. Did you hear about the tree that had to take a break in autumn? Did you hear about a tree that had to take a break in autumn? You know why? Because it was on paid leave. Last one, I promise. Listen, when I get Val to do a face plant into the hand, I know I've succeeded. That's the best one. All right. Last one, ladies and gentlemen. Why did Humpty Dumpty love autumn? Why did Humpty Dumpty love autumn? Come on, say it with me, because Humpty Dumpty
Had a great fall.
Oh, there you go. All right. That does it. Andy, I hope you liked them, my friend. I always do them for Andy. I know Andy will always like them. And I got David Zemansky in Pennsylvania laughing, Andre laugh. Listen, I now have international bad dad joke laughter. Andre's in Bangkok. I'm laughing all over the world. All right. Andre, I'm going to give you the last 60 seconds to wrap up what Literacy Engineers trying to do for the world with literacy.
Change and save lives through literacy. We really want to encourage all of our people out there, all our club members, really try to make a difference in your community. It really matters. As I said one before, one child, one at a time, we can truly make a better place of America and across the globe. But it takes our effort to do so. And for those kids that don't have the resources, we're the ones that have to provide it for them to make sure they have it. So I implore everyone out there, do your small part, whatever it may be, to make a difference in your community.
Absolutely. Any part helps. Any part helps. We put all the parts together. They become one big part. And every one of us in Kiwanis International, we're a small part, but imagine what we could do together. Doc Val, final thoughts as we wrap up for this Friday edition.
Well, as we leaf into fall, I really, really want people to be thinking about how we can make this a comfortable fall for people. It's predicted to be the wettest fall. It's predicted to be the coldest fall. And so there are people out there that need us. And so get out there, start doing. Don't wait and plan and wait till January to do something. Do something right away. Even a great project like this, where we can have books available for people in shelters so that they're not bored. That would be wonderful.
Yeah.
And thanks for the laughter, you guys, because sometimes without laughter, the world just looks like it's falling apart. But when you can laugh like this, it's magic.
Well, I always aim to please, and in return, all I ask is our audience to please aim. That's the only thing I always ask for. All right, I know. What can I tell you? All right, with that, Andre, good to see you, my friend. Great catching up with you. I'm so happy for the success of the books, and I can't wait to get something happening between you and bookvending.com. This is going to be something that they won't even be able to imagine how successful your books will be inside of their machines. Val, after the show's over, if John doesn't have any quick need to drop us, please stay on. I have a couple of things I need to talk to you about. Hey, everybody, thank you for watching. Of course, make sure you watch our Facebook pages so you know what's happening next week. Get your jersey. They're still available. Kiwanis Connects info@gmail.com. I'll give you all the information. And also, a new commercial is in production. Don't forget about our custom commercials. George Lang, a special thank you to you for your messaging yesterday. They've got not one, but two commercials that'll be in production early part of 2026. Thank you very much. Remember, $50 of every donation for those commercials go to the Roseflow Club, as well as the balance staying right here to keep this show on the air, entertaining and providing information to you like literary engineers. And yes, bad dad, Steve Nagel. Sorry, my friend. All right, with that, everybody, have a great week. Be kind to everybody. Why? We're all we have. This show is adjourned.